This is the story of writing for December 10th, 2024. On this day in 1768, Encyclopedia Brittanica published its first edition, a 3-volume set. It became the encyclopedia with the longest print run, 244 years. Now called Brittanica, it has evolved from printed reference volumes to a digital-only publication on the web. It is the birthday of the journalist and activist who wrote, "Enslave the liberty of but one human being, and the liberties of the world are put in peril." American abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison was born on this day in 1805. He is remembered as the publisher of The Liberator, a newspaper he created to end slavery. Garrison printed the paper until December 1865, after Union forces defeated the Confederacy to end the U.S. Civil War, and the 13th Amendment was passed and ended chattel slavery. And it is the birthday of the poet who wrote, "Forever is composed of nows." American writer Emily Dickinson was born on this day in 1830. She published very little during her life, but Dickinson's work now makes up a significant part of American poetry. She wrote some 1,800 poems. After her death, they were discovered, published, and read the world over. But there's more to this story. According to the New York Times, an infrared scanning of Dickinson's writing revealed that some effort had gone into removing the name Susan from her work. It appears that at least 11 of her poems were dedicated to Susan Huntington Gilbert Dickinson, her sister-in-law. Emily wrote more than 300 letters to Susan, which was not odd at the time, except that the two women lived next door to each other. There's little proof, but lots of speculation, that Emily and Susan maintained a lengthy romantic relationship. Other questions about Emily Dickinson's identity persist. Her writing has been described as bold, though she was a reclusive introvert. She's also been called subversive and feminist, though she went to great lengths, in public, to conform to the social mores of her time. Dickinson's work is also considered universal, despite her own and others' fears that she wrote too much about death. Dickinson, the writer, is an enigma, but her writing is beloved by readers around the world. It is also the birthday in 1851 of the influential library scientist Melvil Dewey. He created the Dewey Decimal System, which has given a framework to library science and the organizing of information itself. Throughout his career, he faced multiple accusations of sexual harassment, racism, and anti-Semitism. In 2019, the American Library Association, which Dewey co-founded, voted on removing his name from its top award to librarians. There was no debate, and an overwhelming majority of ALA members voted in favor of taking Dewey's name off the award. Today's reading is the poem "Hope is the Thing with Feathers," written by Emily Dickinson in 1861 and published 30 years later in 1891. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. And that is the story of writing for December 10th. Thanks for listening.